Hello, welcome to episode 6 of Life is Strange True Colours. Thank you for joining me. In the whole of episode 5, Alex was trying to re-engage with Haven Springs society because she has to. She needs to be able to talk to these people, and not just the main characters, but just general people in Haven Springs, so that she can kind of read their minds and pick up on their thoughts and put together a massive information to try and make sense of what happened to Gabe. She's missing him terribly. It's in her thoughts as to what on earth she should do. Should she even be in Haven Springs? She's wondering, long term, should I stay or should I depart? She considers Portland and dismisses it because there's this whole issue with Dr. Lynn and the blocked message on her phone, and it's not really a possibility to her. But I think she has this feeling that Haven Springs was Gabe's home, and she's not had time to make it hers, and she's very uncertain, and this uncertainty isn't helpful. She can't leave, really, because her conscience won't let her while this question of what happened to Gabe is unanswered. She's got to stay at least as long as it takes to resolve that issue. Afterwards, she hasn't got a clue, I think, what she's going to do, and she's feeling very lost without Gabe. She is actually demonstrating her trademark honesty and also her kindness. Now, the honesty, I think, is down to the player choice, because when you've had options, I've always picked that she should tell the truth and be honest and straightforward with people. The kindness, I think, is intrinsic to the character in the game. There are opportunities for her to demonstrate her willingness to be good for people, to do good for them, to help them. So we get her helping the guy who lost his dog. She made the connection. She saw him in the record store. She told him he's going to be grateful. She didn't have to help the lady who was bird watching in the park, but she knew where the hawk was on the wall by the river, so she told the lady, and there's a little bit of gratitude there. These may come over as sort of optional random acts of kindness. I'm not too sure. The reason I say that is I think she might think she has bridges to mend. She knows from what she overheard in the Black Lantern, that time where she was, learning how to serve, and she passed that couple and they sort of went, whoa, this is the one that beat up Mac, better steer clear of her. She's got this kind of vision of what she'd like to be seen as, and it's not currently the picture that some people at least have of her in Haven Springs. So every little good thing she does, in a way, kind of rebalances the scales and contributes to people seeing her maybe in the same sort of way that they saw Gabe. And they loved Gabe. She's picked up on this. The people who, she's passed in the streets of Haven Spring, there's been a number of them now with little reminiscences who are clearly missing him because they loved him. He was a proper member of their community, and I think that's what Alex would like to be seen as, hence her kindness towards strangers at the moment, people she doesn't even know. So who did she go to see? The first person I want to talk about, not necessarily the first she went to see, was Steph in the record store stroke radio station. Steph has assumed, in my eyes, favourite character status. I like Steph. She is very supportive of Alex. She seems to be entirely honest at the moment. I can't think of a false beat that there's been. She's ready to repay the kindness that Alex showed her by helping Ethan. Because Alex did show Steph some kindness, if you remember. They played football together because Alex sensed she needed to get Steph out of this depressed funk that she was in because of her memories of Gabe overwhelming her. And she did. And they've sort of started to bond as a result. And now Steph, and this is another of the reasons I like her, has decided the thing to do would be to repay this kindness by helping Ethan, who is in a right state. He's shut himself off completely, and his mum, Charlotte, can't break through and doesn't know what to do. Steph does. She has this great idea that she's going to organise a LARP that's based upon Ethan's own characters in his comics, and that should, get him galvanized again and give him some enthusiasm for something and make him open up. Not only that, of course, but she's also roped Alex in on the administration and participation side. Alex has had to choose and design her own character too. So I think in the game we're looking at a bonding thing going on between Steph and Alex, mostly initiated, I think, by Steph. She's already shown kind of romantic interest in Alex, so I think that's going to be a thing going forwards. On the subject of Steph, just to mention, in my research, which has been very limited and non-spoiler in nature, I know that there is a DLC called Wavelengths, which is part of True Colours. It's available at the moment on the PlayStation Store. I don't think it's a physical product. I've not come across it. And Wavelengths is about a 3-hour long DLC thing entirely focused on Steph and her work as a DJ and the sorts of activities that she gets up to and the people that she has interactions with as a result. So I probably will be getting hold of that DLC at some point and playing that game. And whilst we're on the subject, Steph is also involved, I discovered, in an earlier version of Life is Strange set in Arcadia Bay, and I don't know anything about the plot of that one at all. It was simply that when I was looking at Wavelengths, it was mentioned in this particular thing I was reading that she'd also been a character in this earlier iteration. So that's probably going onto my playlist as well. I think I've got to look at whether I buy the, I think it's remastered version of that game with another game, but that's something entirely aside. Actually, if we just want to deviate slightly from what I'm talking about into the business of Wavelengths, I will buy the DLC. I've got the disc version of the game. I'll end up with the digital version of the DLC. And that rankles with me slightly. And I think it's an age thing, because I very much prefer to have the physical product of a game. Don't get me wrong, I've got digital only versions of games on my PS5. I have no problem with that. But if given a straight choice, I'd rather have the physical product, and given another straight choice, I'd rather that if there was DLC that was purchasable, I'd have it on the disc as part of the game. Now this does happen. You do buy games where the DLC is already on the disc, which is a bit weird because DLC means downloadable content after all. So, maybe it should be called AC, additional content, when it's on the disc instead. And I've no problem about downloading the DLC and paying for it online and getting it in that way if you can't get it on the disc. But the physical product, there's something about it for me, having the actual disc, having the actual disc box, having the artwork that's on the case. Back in the olden days, of course, there was no digital downloaded content. It was all physical content, and in those days you came to expect that there would be an inlay, there would be perhaps a booklet, there might be a map, and I can't help but think, it would be nice in this situation in Haven Springs to have had a map straight away, to have a booklet where you could, when you'd finished the game, do some reading. There is, I'm told, content about the game and the characters online. So it's not as if you can't read it. It's just, a thing. It's just nice to have this additional content. I still have PS whatever games going back into the ages that do have booklets and maps in them. It used to be a thing, and I wish it still was. The thing that rankles with me, as I say, is that you can have a situation with a game where you have the physical game on your DVD, your Blu-ray, whatever it is, and you have the DLC that you've bought digitally on your PlayStation. And the two are sort of like in a hybrid existence. And it just makes me think that, if one day, goodness knows what happens to your PlayStation, you're going to have to reload the content onto your new PlayStation or your mended PlayStation if something broke on it. and that relies upon the content being available on the servers. And as far as I know, I can't guarantee that it ever will be. Whereas if I've got the physical disc and the extra bits of DLC on the disc, then I'm pretty much insulated from anything that happens. And it is just an insecurity thing on my part. I'm absolutely sure it is. It's just a personal preference. I know there are people who think, physical products, thing of the past. Digital is the future. And you may well be right. But coming from sort of a long history of physical products, it's very hard sometimes to let go. Certainly when I was choosing my PS5, there was no choice involved for me. It had to be the disc version. Anyway, that's my side. Let's put that away and get back to what we were talking about. So we finished with Steph. I like Steph. Favourite character status. Alex also went to see Eleanor. Eleanor is not in a good place. Eleanor is not well. I think it's probably true to say that Eleanor has been diagnosed with dementia or something similar to that. I did wonder whether this could be a plot point, because Alex has already helped Eleanor retrace her steps mentally and undo the sort of fog that she was in, literal fog. It sort of came down outside the shop, didn't it? She's helped her retrace her steps mentally and solve a problem that she had. So we know that Eleanor can be told things and forget things. And Mac helps out in the shop sometimes. Wouldn't it be great if there was a plot point that Mac had accidentally let slip something to Eleanor, something pertinent regarding Gabe's death, but Eleanor's forgotten it? And it would be, I'm making this up obviously, but it'd be great plot point, I think, were Alex to now help Eleanor recover that bit of information. I did ask myself why, apart from sheer kindness, would we have this activity in the story where Alex helps Eleanor with the flower order that she'd sort of forgotten, unless that mechanism was going to be used again for something more purposeful later on in the story. And that's what made me think about Mac. What she's going to do, what Alex is going to do with this information about Eleanor that she's gleaned, I don't know. It is very private medical information. She can't just blurt it out. She's not supposed to know it. Even if it was the kindest thing to do, even if it was for Eleanor's best interests that she did that. Who would she tell? I think Riley's the only person she could legitimately give this information to, because Riley's the blood relative of Eleanor's. Maybe she could hint it to Riley. Does Riley not already feel something's a little wrong with Grandma? Or is Eleanor really good at hiding it most of the time? And Alex just walked in on a very rare but quite pronounced episode of this thing that Eleanor has. The other thing, of course, that we picked up, if we leave Eleanor now, are clues that Typhon is not terribly blameless in everything that's gone on. In my initial thinking about could this have been an accident, I still haven't dismissed that, but even if it was an accident, Typhon is not playing with a straight bat, as we say. They're trying to conceal and hide something. They've got something to worry about. There's lots of evidence for this now. The first is that jarring falseness of Diane's words of condolence to Alex when she bumped into her. Diane just seems this cold, possibly ruthless person. The miners, second point about Typhon's possible complicity in all this, are scared of Typhon. They're scared of Diane and getting in her bad books, definitely. They've been instructed by Typhon not to talk about how Gabe died. And they don't like it. The miners don't like this position that they've been put in. But it does make you think there's something to hide. Why else would they say this? The third and probably the most telling bit of evidence we got against Typhon in episode 5 was when Alex went to visit Charlotte, because Charlotte had asked to see Alex, and it turned out the reason she wanted to see her was they're attempting to compensate Charlotte, let's put it that way, by offering her a large sum of money in return for her not pressing charges against them. Alex feels this is a bribe. It's a payoff to keep her quiet, to stop her being a problem to Typhon Mining. Typhon wants to sort of manage this situation. They want to prevent any investigation that looks too deeply into the events of that night. They want their version of things to be the tragic accident version to prevail, without any sort of forensic or prolonged challenge to what they're saying, is just an accident. It's a hard call, isn't it? Because Charlotte, on the one hand, sees this massive sum of money and thinks of Ethan, who's currently suffering, and thinks to herself, maybe something good can come out of this after all. There's so much money in this pot that Typhon want to give me. It would pay for Ethan's entire college education, and that would be a great legacy in Gabe's name. On the other hand, taking that money gets Typhon off the hook. Taking that money could be seen as an insult to Gabe's memory, because you're not going to get to the bottom of what happened if there's no proper investigation. Alex is doing her best, but she fears when she's asked by Charlotte, what should I do? What do you think I should do? She tells her, don't sign it. She feels Typhon are clearly up to something now. And, if ever you wanted evidence that they were, then this attempt to compensate Charlotte before this thing gets to court or wherever it ends up, and they really get stung for compensation, should it have been an accident and there's some fault involved, it just shows, doesn't it? It's more evidence that Typhon is willing to do anything to stop this going any further. And the fourth bit of evidence, of course, is Mac, who Alex finally caught up with on the bridge at the end of episode 5. Steph felt that Mac was lying. Alex is convinced that Mac is lying about Gabe's phone call, but she does not know why. He lied about to everybody, in front of everybody, in the Black Lantern about the phone call. So it's not just Steph and it's not just Alex. The others will have heard this and they know what it means. Ryan, who we heard nothing of really in this episode, where is he? Because he'll be stinging at the thought that, and I've just dropped something, at the thought that Mac's version of this could even be given any credence. He is 100% convinced that Gabe made that phone call and that Mac is lying through his teeth. Ryan's simply angry about it, but Alex is more than that. Alex is convinced he's lying. He's scared of something or someone. She's tried the gentle approach. She's tried saying, look, he's my brother. Don't you think I deserve to know the truth? And it's not worked. She thinks now that fear is the key with Mac. It's getting him to talk by working out what's scaring him. And we left it where Alex was about to go looking to see if she could find this tool to use to lever Mac into opening up and at least starting to admit there's more going on there than there seems to be on the surface. So that's it. I mean, that's where we're at. That's the point at which we now need to jump back into the story. So let's do it. Let's crack on with episode 6 of Life is Strange: True Colours.
I just need to find something I could use to push him over the edge.
You do. We're right back in where we started. I'm not going to dismiss the possibility.
How's your progress in Moondrop Ranch?
Ooh.
Did you buy your chicken coop?
No, I couldn't. I spent too much money romancing the lumberjack.
I can't believe you think I would like this game.
Just play it, you'll see.
Only if you start Dust and Daylight.
I'll think about it.
What a curious conversation. I love the conversations in this place. They're so, in a sense, they're so random, but they're also so interesting. I know I'm retracing my steps here, and there's a couple that I didn't investigate fully either. I'm thinking there must be... Who's that? Who is that down there? It's... Ooh, I'm glad I came back this way. I didn't realize I was going to have to come all this way back. How are you, Riley?
Maybe Riley knows something I can use against Mac.
Yes. Well, let's find out. Maybe this is what... Maybe this is what we need to find.
Alex. Hey.
Well, this is cheerful. Let's start with Eleanor.
You and Eleanor seem close. She's taken care of me ever since I was little. I never really knew my mom, but she's always been there for me.
Come on, Alex.
What does she think about you going away to school?
She's thrilled. I think she just wants me to end up happy.
Yeah, will she be alright? Let's try and get into that bit of conversation.
Will she be alright without you?
Hint, hint.
She's a tough cookie, but I do worry about her sometimes. She's getting older. One day I'll have to take care of her.
If she finds out now, she won't go to college.
Having you work with her in the shop has meant the world.
Yeah. To both of us.
Let's do the Gabe thing next.
I know you and Gabe were close. How are you doing?
I miss him so much. He was like an older brother to me.
Yes. Oh, I'm glad you had him. I'm glad he had you. Let's do the I'm glad he had you.
I'm glad he had you.
Thank you, Alex. Really.
Yeah, it's kind of strengthening the bond between these two as well, isn't it? Alright, let's hit it.
That fight Mac had with Gabe over your secret meetings. They were about you applying to college, right?
Yeah, it wasn't anything else, was it?
Yeah. Ever since the first time Mac lost his shit in front of them, Gabe and Charlotte had tried to get me to end things with him. And after all this, I can see that they were right.
Which one of these shall we ask her? Does she think that Mac ignored his call, or does she think that Mac is telling the truth? Let's do the ignored call.
Do you think he could have ignored Gabe's call? I mean, do you think he's capable of that?
I don't want to believe that, but...
Come on, Riley.
Sorry. I'm really not ready to talk about it.
Talking might help.
Are you sure? Sometimes talking about it can help you sort it all out.
Plus, we need some
I'm
evidence.
just not there yet.
Oh, Riley. Oh, really, Riley?
I gotta run. There's some stuff I need to do.
Okay.
Do you know, I'm glad we came down
I
that...
want to push Riley, but I need to know more about Mac. How do I get her to open up?
Oh, I don't know. This is all becoming a bit of a domino thing, isn't it? You've got to push one to make the next one fall, to make the next one fall. I haven't got a clue. I haven't a clue how we make her open up. What about if we go back to the flower shop and have another chat with Eleanor? Let's skip to the flower shop. Oh, hello, bench girl. How are you today?
that guy's sister. I feel so bad for her.
Yes. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I think you may have felt that before. We'll try the flower shop again. If we're allowed to. Maybe another interaction with Eleanor is what we need. She knows Riley. She knows how maybe we can get to Riley. I hope she does. Hey Eleanor, it's me, Alex.
She was finally feeling better. I didn't want to ruin that.
She was.
I hope it's good news.
Oh, this is from Purple Mountain Hospital. Eleanor, how are you?
I just didn't have the heart to tell her.
Let's chat.
I hope you find Mac.
Thanks.
Oh. You've not got anything new to tell me. Well, that's not entirely... What? T-shirt? What is it we're sensing here? This t-shirt's got a story. Team Chompbot. Front range robot battle.
You want to make fun of me too, like those other jock assholes?
What? No. You made a sick killer robot and won a fucking contest. That's...
Is this how they got together?
First of all, we got third place. And anyway, he's not a robot. Technically, he's... Ugh. God. Way to take the bait, Rye.
You know what? Fuck those pricks. You rule. And I would really like to see your robot. If you want to show me.
See, Mac was not necessarily an entirely bad person, was he? Stuff's happened, hasn't it? Okay. Let's get out of here. We need clues. Where do we go? I might have a look on my task list and see if it gives me any clues as to where we should be when this record player is finished silently playing in the corner.
I just need to find something I could use to push him over the edge.
You've said this. Talk to Riley about Mac's fear. I've got to go back to Riley. Really? I'm going to try her again. I think we maybe not pushed enough. We ask the right thing or say the right thing. The game still wants me to do this. Let's give Riley another go. She's still sat on that there bench. Hey Riley, I'm back.
Thanks for spending time with me.
You're welcome.
Thanks for letting me.
I'm going to speak to you again.
Thanks for spending time with me.
Thanks for letting me. Well, that's not going to achieve a darn thing, is it? Oh, we've got graffiti.
Simple but effective.
Yes, the message was direct and hard to misunderstand. Gate. Significance of gate?
What could be back there?
I don't know. Shall we open the gate and have a look? You've only got to go everywhere in this game.
Maybe there's something around here I can use to get it open.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm guessing the clue might be the grabber toy.
This should get that gate open.
Yes. I've actually got one of these things. It's still got the label on it from the shop where I bought it because I haven't found a use for it yet. Mine doesn't have a dinosaur head on it. Yes, Alex. Go on, you can do this. Use your imagination, feel for it. She's in. I mean, you've just broken in, you realise, to wherever this is. Deputy Pike will be arresting you as soon as he's not busy. Well, where are we? Wagon wheel? Purpose?
Yee. And I cannot stress this enough.
Ah. I knew she was going to say that. I knew she was going to say that. There's nothing of any use here. Why did you... Why game? Why did you get me to do that? I'm being manipulated by the game. Okay, let's go for a jog. Camp. Look.
Somehow, even after everything, I never had to live on the street. I hope this person's alright.
It's a little incongruous, isn't it, for Haven Springs? Wasn't aware they had a homelessness problem. Alex, we're still exploring here and I've not found a darn thing of use. It's not going to be you two. The miners are still busy chatting about what they're going to do to Diane if she turns nasty with them. That guy still can't make his mind up whether to buy the diner. There's a motorcycle, which is not
Tragically, now isn't the time to check out the rest of Haven.
Well, you say that, Alex, but I'm trying my hardest to check out the rest of Haven because I've got to find something. Let's try the Black Lantern. See if there's anything to be gained from having another chat with Jed. Maybe Jed knows something that can get Riley to open up about Mac. The record player seems to think so. This is like Eleanor's fog. We don't know quite what we're meant to be doing. Hey, Jed, who has left the place completely empty. Just help yourself to a beer. Jed!
I've only known Jed a few days, but he's got my back better than any care worker ever did.
Let's chat. Hope you're not too busy to
Hopefully,
talk.
things around here can settle down again.
Yes, hopefully. Is that all you've got to say?
Hopefully, things around here can settle down
That's all
again.
he's got to say. Alright, okay, I get the message. You're busy. Oh, have a donut and a banana. Yeah. What? What? What is this?
Gabe,
Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do for me, Mr. Lucan, but I'm not staying long. And I don't take handouts. Just maybe don't cash that check like right now.
What? That's somewhat weird. I'm going to continue using my sensory thing. Okay, I'm going back out on the street. In a strictly opening the door sense. Maybe I should go back to Mac. Let's have a look. Is he still there? He is still there.
Everyone's out to get me. Alex, Ryan, even Riley. Fuck!
Even Riley? Did something happen with her?
Something we don't know about? Talk.
We're done here.
Apparently we are. It's still saying talk to Riley about Mac's fear. So I've got to talk to Riley about Mac's fear. I've tried talking to Riley, but I think I might try that again. Because here's the thing, you see. My instruction still says talk to Riley about Mac's fear. So I'm going to go and talk to Riley about Mac's fear. Hey, Riley. Let's try talking again.
Thanks for spending time with me.
If he's innocent, why is he acting like this?
That is a
Acting
very
like
good question.
What? Maybe I can get her to tell me.
Yes. Come on.
You want to talk about Mac?
We're trying this again now.
Yeah. I get it. It's just... if he didn't do anything wrong, why is he acting like he has something to hide?
Yes. Exactly. Come on, Riley. Come on. Spill the beans. Come
He
on,
asked me to
Riley.
leave Haven with him.
What?
Right after the wake. He wouldn't tell me why. But he just looked so guilty. I told him no, and that we were done. And now... I'm scared he did something horrible.
He's running away.
Riley. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, good work, Riley.
You deserve the truth.
She does. It's just a shame I had to wander around town before you told me.
I gotta run. There's some stuff I need to do.
You ain't kidding.
Okay.
Right, now on our what to do list, confront Mac. It will be
We'll
a
talk soon.
pleasure. Yep,
Yeah,
whenever you want.
whenever you want.
She called over her shoulder.
Mac trying to skip town is sketchy as shit. I bet I could use that to stoke his fear.
Well, let's hope, huh? It's not that way, it is this way. Mac Bridge, this will be called in the future.
Make sure there's nothing else I want to do before
The place
I confront
where...
Mac.
What? What else could there be you might want to do? I'm unsure as to your reasoning. Hey, I've listened to you two already. Well, what? What? Well, you can't go and do anything that way. We've been in the flower shop. Nothing new will happen if we go in the flower shop, I'm convinced, but we shall go in anyway. Why would Mac want Riley to run away with him after Riley had ditched him? It doesn't make much sense. What on earth made him think she would go with him? He's not thinking straight.
She was finally feeling better. I didn't want to ruin that.
You're not ruining it. Let's just have a very quick word with Eleanor in case she's got something new to tell
I
us.
hope you find Mac.
Thanks, I did find him. He's on the bridge. In a strictly non-Star Trek way. Door. Open door, close door, leave. Good. What else might I want to do? I think I've done everything. I think I may have done it in the intervening bit. I'm going to confront Mac. I'm going to go and confront Mac. I'm convinced there's nothing else. Jed didn't want to say anything else.
Mac trying to skip town is sketchy as shit.
You could, girl.
I bet I could use that to stoke his fear.
Let's go do it.
I
If you
should
get,
make sure there's nothing else I want to do before I confront Mac.
I'm thinking there isn't. We got a message from Steph. I wonder what Steph's working on. It looks cool. I should DM her to find out what more and see how I can help. Okay. Jesse Whittaker, this doesn't happen to have anything to do with your last post, does it? Steph Gingrich, shoot. If only there was some way to find out. Jesse Whittaker, alright. Fine, I'll bite. Alex Chen, whatever it is, it looks like it's going to knock him dead. Steph Gingrich, you hush. Silver Dragon, and there's this thing about...
There's nothing else I want to do.
You keep
before
saying
I
this.
Confront Mac.
I don't see anything. It's just saying confront Max. I'm going to do it because we can, you know... We could spend days zooming around.
It's out to get me. Alex, Ryan, even Riley.
That's just because she didn't go...
Good. He's scared. Time to find out the truth.
Right, come on.
What Riley told me might do it, but I should make sure there isn't anything I still want to do around town first.
Alright, look, come on. It keeps telling me this. I think I'm ready. What else is there to do? Do it.
Okay, let's do this.
That was really
Your
mysterious.
ex-girlfriend told me about your plans to skip town. That's not something innocent people do.
You make a very good point, young lady.
God. It's not... I didn't do anything.
Come on, Alex. He's lying.
Fuck off! Leave me alone!
And we've got an incomplete sensation. It's not going to give us a proper picture. She's going to chase him down the high street. Chase him, Alex. What gives? Oh, hello. This isn't suspicious at all. What on earth is this all about? She's getting this feeling she's under surveillance by everything and everybody. Typhon are watching her.
Fuck. I'll deal with Mac when I get to him. For now, I need to learn everything I can.
Yes, you do. Let's do this.
Typhon's always watching. They run this whole town.
How very interesting. We've got so many things glowing here. We need to interrogate every one of them and find out what the information is they're holding.
Everyone's staring at him.
Now, either Mac's paranoid or something's really going on.
Everyone thinks I killed him. They all hate me.
He's got a persecution complex. This is what it is. He's not got a balanced view of what's going on in the world. Everything's about him.
It's not fair. I didn't do anything wrong.
Does he really believe that? If he really believes that, then how did it happen? Hey, lady. What have you got to tell? Come on.
It should have been you instead.
Beg pardon?
Alex?
My goodness, this is weird. And there is...
No! What the hell? There are people out there! No, I told you to call it off!
Who was he talking to?
I saw the way they looked at me at the wake. They all think I let him die.
Do it, Alex.
I know why you're lying.
Typhon's pressuring you.
Typhon's forcing you to deny the call.
They are.
What the fuck?
Come on, Mac. Nail on head. She's got you, boy. Let's do the don't take the fall.
I know you tried to stop it. They fucked up, not you. Stop lying for them!
You don't get it. This wasn't some accident. I told them you were down there, and they detonated anyway.
On purpose? Why?
And that
I don't know. I swear.
is the question.
And then I get a message telling me to deny there was ever a call.
Typhon are up to something.
You gotta believe me. Gabe and I, we didn't get along, but I didn't want him dead.
This I believe.
And now Typhon's watching me. I mean, my girlfriend, she thinks I'm a murderer. My neighbors all hate me. I mean,
You know you were talking about pushing him over the
what am I
edge.
supposed to do?
I think you've done that, Alex.
I think I can calm him down, but does he deserve it?
I think he probably does. Let's do it. Let's calm down Mac. Use those
All right.
powers.
Mac, come on. You gotta calm down, okay? Dude, stay with me.
Yeah, come on. He's your only source of information.
I know what it's like to be doubted. To have everyone think the worst of you.
Yes.
But the truth will come out. I'll make sure of it.
But Typhon...
If Typhon comes after you, they're gonna have to get through me too, okay?
Wow. That's standing up. Yes, Alex. Yes, Alex. Good job.
Thanks. I actually feel a little better.
That's good.
Yeah, well, you learn a thing or two hanging out with shrinks your whole life.
I think she's just made a very sensible decision.
So, what are you gonna do now?
Don't leave Haven. I'm gonna get to the truth.
Nice work. Nice work, Alex. So, I'm going back to my theories. Typhon were up to something. That order issued to him must have come from high up in Typhon. I'm convinced Diane knows what happened. I also think Mac's a little bit paranoid because he's been pushed into this corner and the pressure's got to him.
Hey. Yeah, it's... Can we talk? Where are you?
Is this Ryan or Steph you're talking to?
Okay.
It's got to be one or the other, hasn't it? Don't you think? This is getting really good. This is getting really interesting. It is Typhon. We were kind of right. The motive is still not clear. But, I mean, the severity of their desperation is undoubted. They were willing to kill. What on earth can it be? Is this Ryan? Are we going to look for Ryan? Has Ryan gone up into the mountains where he feels at peace? Perhaps he does like the mountains still. Is that Ryan?
You were right. About Typhon, about Mac.
Alex.
Mac got the call.
How do you know that?
He got the call and he lied about it.
Doesn't matter.
Someone is putting pressure on him to keep quiet. Someone
course it
from the
matters.
line and...
It doesn't matter!
Ooh. He's on the edge as well. Literally.
Here and playing it back. But it always ends the same.
Don't do anything silly here, Ryan.
Ryan.
He's dead. He's really dead, Alex.
Yes. Come on, Alex. Say something meaningful. You're going to have to pull him back from the edge here, girl. Whoa. Welcome to Ryan's world. A world of earthquakes. Where the ground is not safe beneath your feet. And Ryan feels alone and isolated. With nowhere to go. You know that feeling, don't you, Alex?
It was my fault. My job is to keep people safe. And I failed.
I knew he would think that. Let's do the you saved. We've got to be positive first.
Ryan. I owe you my life.
Yes. Come on.
She's wrong. I let her cross that log. I put Gabe in harm's way. I'm not a hero. worse than worthless.
Alright, let's do the... How could you have known?
You've got to stop torturing yourself. You did everything you could have.
That's true.
It doesn't matter. Gabe's dead. Because of me. Gabe, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no. We don't want this. Alex, you're standing a bit close to the edge as well. Gabe would forgive you.
Gabe loved you, Ryan. He would forgive you. You know that.
Yeah,
You're
come on.
not alone.
Yes, you know. Well, that needed to happen, didn't it? Please, can we all take a few steps away from the precipice that we're currently on? It would be so sad if you tumbled over the edge, having just sort of, sorted out his mental blockage. Okay, so Ryan's back on the team. And Max, at least neutral now.
Oh, hold on. There's a guy in a gorilla suit? Does he also jump off of the cliff and into the pool?
No, he chases a guy in a banana suit. That guy jumps off the cliff and into the pool.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is a Mexican restaurant?
Nominally. The food is, terrible. But it's Gabe's favorite place. I tell you, he's the oldest 12-year-old I know.
She's doing it again, isn't she? She's doing what she did with Steph. Making the positive memories come
Can I
out.
ask you something?
Of course.
You came up here to tell me that I was right about Mac. About him getting the call.
Ooh.
How did you know?
Oh. You going to trust somebody else with the secret? No, she isn't.
There's something you should know about me. And it's going to be easier to show you than to explain it.
She is going to trust him. I thought she would have trusted Steph before she trusted Ryan.
This is going to seem sort of weird at first, then really weird. Do you trust me?
Yeah. She's going to give a demonstration. Oh, yes. If he thinks of something sad, it's going to be something to do with Gabe's death. If he thinks of something scary, it's going to be something to do with Gabe's death. How about infuriating?
Okay. Think of something that makes you so angry you just want to scream.
Yeah, think of Mac.
You really focus until you feel it.
You're not trying hard enough, Ryan. Come on, try harder.
The wasted potential. You're angry for me, for Ethan and Charlotte, for everyone who had their futures with Gabe stolen.
She's literally a mind reader when strong emotions are
She could have been
concerned.
there with us. There was no one in the world more fun to be around. Man, this one time...
Oh, wow. Totally
Whatever
new.
it is you're thinking about
Aura.
right now, don't stop, okay? Keep going.
Okay.
She wants to actually experience it too. And I need to check my phone because it just said so.
What emotion is this?
I am not sure. Let's find out. Careful, Alex, careful. She's right in there with him. This is pure happiness. I wonder if it's such a strange and alien emotion to her that
memory.
she's never felt
if I
it.
can piece it together.
I don't know. Can we try? Oh, I see. That's interesting. We can actually maneuver now.
Gabe, goose.
I see it. It'll move.
It's not moving.
It'll move.
They're going to run something
Gabe!
over. Yeah? Ah, the clouds morphed into a goose. Alright. How about this one? I'm not sure what this is meant to be.
Oh, that's a lot of blood, huh?
Gabe, this is serious. Killing a Canadian goose is a violation of international law.
Shut up. It is not.
They're Canadian geese, Gabe. Property of the Crown.
The crown of...
Property of the Crown, Gabe.
What do we do?
What do we do? Whatever it was, it's funny. They buried the goose. And they buried the evidence.
How deep you think?
Deeper than that. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police can spot a goose grave at 100 paces.
The Mounties?
Gabe, you believe anything?
Oh, come on, man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How long were you going to let me dig?
I wasn't going to stop you.
Okay.
So, did you finish burying the goose or not? Okay, also, property of the Crown? Really?
Well, they are technically protected under the Migratory Bird Treaty Act.
He would know. He's the park ranger.
How?
Yeah, come on. Now you realise what she did. I'm basically some kind of superhero. I'm basically some kind of freak. Ooh. Now, hang on. Gabe called it her superpower. Let's.
So, I guess I have this power. I can see other people's emotions. They show up like an aura, and if I get too close,
Yes. If you get too close.
I feel what they feel. As if I was feeling it myself. And when I focus, I can even understand why they're feeling it.
She's trusted him.
And that's what you just did with me?
Yes. Tell him that you told Gabe.
Some kind of power. No kidding.
It's only ever been the bad emotions before. But that was pure joy.
Who else knows?
Now you're asking.
Gabe did. But now I guess just you.
You should be worried, Ryan. Everybody she tells dies. You've got hours to live, Ryan.
That's terrified of Typhon. He reported Gabe's call, and they ignored it. Now they're putting pressure on him to toe the line.
Okay, but why?
We don't know why.
I don't know yet. Someone made the decision to let the blast go off. Seems like finding out who would be a good start.
Absolutely.
So, you're going after Typhon?
Yes.
You'll need help.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to.
You're stuck with me now.
Do we hug?
You're welcome, I guess.
Oh, he wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you.
No. Thank you.
Yes, you brought him back from the edge, quite literally. Well done, Alex. So I'm counting the members of the team now. We have Alex, and obviously we've got Ryan, who's totally signed up. We have Steph, who thinks Mac's lying, so she'll be signed up, especially when she finds this out. And maybe Riley, although I think she's still on more concerned about... She is still concerned about Mac. And talking of Steph... Meanwhile, at Rocky Mountain Records... Yes, Steph, yes?
This one's for you, Gabe. I miss you.
I apologise for my squeaky chair. It's so uncomfortable. We can't hear that. Yeah, I've not had any comeback from anybody in terms of comments about the decision not to play music during the game. It's just one of those things. There wasn't much in that glass, Jed. Are you trying to abstain from alcohol? Which is a strange thing for someone who works in a bar to do, but I suppose it's a thing. Riley's on the lookout for who? Oh, hello. Hello, hello. We're lighting a lantern and sending it off into the sky. Ethan, welcome back.
I didn't speak this morning. I couldn't. Hearing everyone talk about him, about the life he had here with all of you, I lost the chance to have that.
You did.
But even though I only had one day with him, he changed my life. I said I didn't know if I belonged here.
She's made her mind up.
He told me that home isn't something you find. It's something you build.
And with that, I launched this interesting but environmentally frowned upon
I love you, Gabe.
lantern. Yeah, there's this thing about lanterns nowadays, isn't there, that it can set fire to wherever they land, and also if they're made of, plastic material or whatever, they can end up being ingested by animals. Oh, look at this. Everyone united in pure joy, except for the lady who's standing at the back. And she can sense it. Look around, Alex. Come on, look around. Even I've spotted it, so it must be there. Yes, 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 yes. Something different. Hey there. Now that's an interesting piece of information, isn't it, Alex? Ooh, bit of a bumpy air current there. Aha! We've come to the end of a chapter. Alex calmed Mac down from his panic attack. Good, most people did that. Eleanor forgot about Gabe's death. Look at that. 64% of people, I presume that's what this means, reminded Eleanor about what had happened with Gabe. And we didn't because we were taking the kindness approach. Charlotte didn't take Typhon's money. Alex enjoyed a quiet moment on the dock. Yes. Most people did. And then it was 50-50 as to whether she tidied up the apartment, but I think that was sort of a signal that she was ready to just do ordinary things again. She put the album on Gabe's memory table. Yes, most people did. If they put anything there, put the album there. But then 42% of people didn't do anything, didn't put anything on the table. And interesting, 60% of people didn't look at the dartboard, whereas Alex made that sad face. And it was a bit of a split, actually. Oh, that's interesting. Most people chose Alwyn in the LARP, the one that had been mentioned in the comic. I thought it'd be, useful to choose something different. And she spent a moment thinking of Gabe. She did. And then, and another deviation here, Alex admitted she didn't hear the call instead of backing Ryan up. 2/3 of people backed Ryan up. We're too honest. Alex offered Ryan Gabe's forgiveness, which was the thing to do. And also sharing the hug at the ravine was the thing to do. 3/4 of people did that. And also Steph claiming the title of Fuzzball champion, 64%. I think maybe whether that was purely down to skill or whether it was a choice, I don't know. I mean, in my case, Steph was going to win the Fuzzball. Steph made Cravius the LARP boss. Interesting. Most people made Storm Rider the LARP boss. Alex helped the birdwatcher find her hawk. Only 1/3 of people bothered to do that. And interestingly, a lot more people helped the guy find his dog. Okay. Right. So look, that's the end of a chapter, and I'm going to stop there because although we're only on 50-ish minutes or something like that, obviously a chapter is a good place to stop. So that was quite a short one. The next one I suspect will be longer. That was the end of episode 6 of Life is Strange True Colours. I'll get the words out in a moment. Join me for episode 7 coming soon. Thank you. Bye.